Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is December the 10th, 2022, and today the topic is Inexhaustible. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. I hope that you all had a great day yesterday. Mine was just fine. Shout out to those of you all that tuned in last night to the Q&A with the single Christian men. It was part 2 of that Q&A, and I hope that you all received what you needed from those gentlemen. I mean, men full of wisdom, everything like that. And yes, they are single ladies now. But yeah, that episode should be our featured episode on guysexandlove.com until next Friday. So if you missed it, you can go see it there. Yeah, and I hope that you all enjoy it. Yesterday for me was in some ways kind of busy. One of the ways is because your girl was pretty much in like a Zoom meeting for like a few hours or whatever. Those you all know, you know what I'm saying? Look, man, real soon, man. Your girl's gonna be going through I'm getting prepared to be a marriage coach out here, man, y'all. So y'all be praying for your girl, man. Look, I'm already being attacked. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be praying for your girl. Cause so that's one thing, I'm in collaboration with none other than my friends over there at Marriage Reignited. And so I was chit-chatting with Mr. Brent, who is the creator of that program and everything like that, because he'll be having a Christmas sale on his resources really soon. So yeah, if y'all if y'all are engaged, married, or even if you're separated, this might be some good resources for you all. Stay tuned because yeah, there's a sale happening real soon that should be very beneficial. Might even include a free session with Mr. Brent. So that's very valuable. So yeah, I was chit-chatting with him for some hours yesterday. Yes, about the program, but then also about the future and everything like that. My husband and I might even be going through the program with him as well. So to God be the glory for that, man. Again, resources and wisdom and whatnot. So like I said, praying for me, be praying for me, because hopefully I'll be imparting that on the rest of y'all, or whoever I come across or cross paths with me. But I'm thankful to be in a place of receiving wisdom and knowledge, and I'm grateful that he even considered me to be considered to mentor me in this. So it's a blessing, man, and to God be the glory. It's amazing how all these things come together. So that's what the first half of my day was, and then after that, I took little guy to the mall because I'm excited about today, y'all. I'm excited because there's a little something that I have some reservations, and I'm excited to go and experience it. Me and my homegirl is going to experience this experience. I'm being very vague because on one hand, it's not a secret, but like it might be a surprise in the future. Because there's some ideas swirling around. So yeah. So with that being said, yeah, we'll see. Because I am excited about it and whatnot. And obviously I'm going to be taking some photos and stuff, so I might end up shouting it out later on, but I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, so yeah, I'm supposed to be going to that today. Also keep my family in prayer, of course. The Adams family is bearing another member, so that is something that's happening today as well, and I acknowledge that. Although I won't be there, but I will, I acknowledge that is happening today. And I hope that you guys keep me and my family in prayer in regards to that as well. And well, but as for yesterday, like I was saying, so I went to the mall. I took little guy with me because we haven't been since he was a baby. So it was raining, so that was very interesting too because so I get out with my umbrella that my mom gave me. She gave me this really fancy umbrella that's like upside down, and it's a whole thing. um, and just so happened she gave me my umbrella from back when I was a little girl. And I let NJ use it yesterday. So that was kind of funny, like running with him with our umbrellas into the mall yesterday and him carrying it while we were walking around and whatnot. He saw Santa. We didn't go and take pictures with him or anything, but he saw, the gentleman sitting there and whatnot, there for pictures. And so he just kind of waved and it was nice. It was a nice little mommy and me time. And then after that, your girl went to parents' night out. I was working the parents' night out shift at the church. And I took NJ so he could experience, have fun with the other little kids. But hopefully one day I'm gonna be taking advantage of parents' night out. Okay. Y'all be praying that my husband start taking me on dates, y'all. Okay. So we can, drop our, son at the church for parents' night out as I was there to for the rest of the parents that did that yesterday. But it was nice. Overall, yesterday was nice. And I'm like I said, I'm excited about today as well. And I know those of you all that watch me live, and those of you all that I guess know what my time says. I know this is supposed to be out at 6. I know I've been slipping on that over the past week or two. So my apologies for that as well. I know that it's like 6:53 right now. So but I don't know. I don't know if that goes hand in hand with this. Because on one hand, I'm like, was I tired? Not necessarily. I didn't necessarily wake up late. But then again, maybe I did. Because I think when I looked up the Strongs this morning, it was like 4:13 or something like that was the number that I ended up looking up because that's what time I woke up. So that is after the 4 o'clock alarm. So I don't know what's up with that. But maybe the Lord just wanted to show me something again, So on one hand, I know that there's a time that I say that the show's going to come out and all this different type of stuff. But on the other hand, I'm like, I'm just letting the Lord, use me and lead me and guide me. And so, because if I didn't wake up at 4:13, then I wouldn't have gotten this revelation for today. So, so I hope that you all have grace and mercy as I, trust the Lord and everything like that. And yeah, like don't be looking at the clock like, oh, it ain't 6 yet. Miracle ain't where the juice at, miracle, I don't know if anybody's waiting on this stuff like that, but still, I'm just putting it out there just in case people are. I acknowledge that I'm late, but blame it on the Lord. Anyway, so yeah, I did get up at 4:13. I listened to the prayer meditation. I think in my excitement for today and the event for today, I'm just kind of like, my mind was engulfed in that, but then I also was just kind of scrolling on social media, which on one hand was like, oh, Miracle, get on task. But then on the other hand, I came across a sister in Christ that was sharing that she was going through some tough times with her business, and she was, wondering, why and all these different types of things. And the thing is, I can relate to that. And so again, I would not have seen that if not for the timing and everything like that. So, I pretty much just kind of shared a little bit of my testimony. I shared with her the blog post that I wrote that's called The Pandemic of Purpose, to hopefully give her a little bit more context. And if she wants to hear my full testimony, because I think I pretty much wrote what all happened in that blog. And so, yeah, it's just very interesting again how things work. Like even the things that you think, man, I'm off task, or man, X, Y, and Z, it still can be in God's divine time, plan, and everything like that. And so, yeah. So with all of that being said, when I did look at the Strong's Concordance this morning, one of the words was inexhaustible, or it led me to the word inexhaustible. And the other word that came up in the Strong's, when I went to translate it from the Hebrew, I believe, it said God. And so in my mind, I'm sitting here like, okay, God is inexhaustible, And there was some phrases that came into my heart and mind, like, that God's gonna win and all these different things. And I was starting to look all of that up. But eventually, again, the word inexhaustible just really stayed on my heart and mind. I defined that, and I have that I'm going to share with you all momentarily. And yeah, yeah. So I don't have too much to share this morning, but we're gonna see what the Lord do. Okay. So the definition of inexhaustible says unable to be used up because existing in abundance. And in parentheses, it said amount or supply of something. So the amount or supply of something is unable to be used up because existing in abundance. And the Strong's is saying God's inexhaustible. God is inexhaustible, right? So again, I did a deep dive, so that's another reason that I'm late as well, because I was looking up a lot of different phrases and verses and all this type of stuff. And then once I, my heart and mind was settled on inexhaustible and thinking about how God is inexhaustible, I started to wonder, is there anything else that is in comparison to this? Like, is there anything else that we know of that is inexhaustible? And just a quick Google search, science says, right, that the wind is also inexhaustible and the sun. And it also said like solar energy, X, Y, and Z. But my thing was like, I'm gonna focus on the sun because solar energy is just the energy from the sun. So, I felt like that was kind of redundant to say solar energy and then say sun. But anyway, according to that, and it not even water, right? Which is very interesting because, well, one, they said there's a finite, I guess, amount of water. And so there's only one amount of water on Earth, and it's just being reused and cycled or whatever the case is. Look, Madam Miraculous, the scientists should know the name of the process, but at the moment I don't remember. Sublimation came into my mind, but I can't remember if that's the exact term for the process that water goes through. But that process water goes through that y'all learned in science back when y'all was younger, right? And if not, just look it up. There's a process that water goes through, but basically they're saying that there's only a certain amount of water. And I ain't gonna lie now, y'all, I done heard some things about water. I done heard some prophecies about water, and all kinds of things like that. So I don't know, y'all can take all of that with a grain of salt. I haven't felt the need to stock up just yet. But that is something that I'm hearing that we should do. And I mean, I kind of know what it's like to be without, like, for example, without the use of the water in our home. Because I told y'all, what was it? Last year, I think it was, when the power went out in our neighborhood. And because of that, like, the water was affected as well. And that meant the fridge, the sink, like, none of that was available. And it was not comfortable. It was not comfortable. So that's something to think about, in the event that y'all can't say that y'all didn't hear about it. Just like me, I can't say that I didn't hear about the water thing, just in case if something does happen or whatever regarding it. So yeah, again, y'all can pray about that on your own and see what the Lord wants you to do regarding that. But inexhaustible resources, right? The only thing that is even comparable to what I'm receiving about the Lord is, again, the wind and the sun. And even that, really, when you read Bible, is still kind of like, now, I don't know about the wind. But I know it says, like, at some point the sun will go black. Now, that's biblical. Now, y'all can look that up again, where it is and all that type of stuff. But I recall something along that line. So is the sun an inexhaustible resource? Now, wind, I haven't really heard much about. So I don't know. We can all study that or go deeper in regards to that. But so with that being said, inexhaustible resources, do we have a understanding of what that even means? Like, I mean, I know I read the definition here, and I get that it's, it's existing in abundance. But what does that mean that God is inexhaustible? Now, again, when I have a conversation with Mr. Brent, I notice that he likes to reiterate things a lot, and that's okay, but sometimes I'm like, well, Lord, are you having him say this to me again because am I missing something? Do I need to receive something? Or is it just I don't know, like what it is, but either way, I'm reminded of some things he was saying about, like, how God is love, um, and love is what God does because that's what he is and everything like that. And again, that's just another thing as well. I'm like, okay, so what is love a inexhaustible resource as well? Again, when I look up the definition of love, it just doesn't fit. And the definition, when you just go Google it, I'm just like, okay, but obviously I feel like I need to go deeper. Like, well, what does the Bible say love is? And the main thing that comes up is love is patient, love is kind, X, Y, and Z. And I ain't gonna lie now, I had a little moment where I was questioning that because I'm like, well, Lord, I'm not saying you not none of those things, like patient and kind and all of that. But then when it got to like self-seeking and whatnot, I'm like, well, some people, now I ain't saying me, I'm not saying me, but some people, might feel like you're self-seeking, like some people might feel like you're, all about you, X, Y, and Z. But I mean, again, if you are God, right, and you're the creator of all, and all and everything like that, I mean, I don't know if it comes across as arrogant to us. But it's not necessarily when you created everything. You know what I mean? Like it's like, how else would you be? Like and you're just being honest, you created everything and you're being honest, then I guess it's not necessarily arrogance, it's just honesty. Again, we got to think deeper about all that. Y'all can pray about all that as well, but that's just me and my random rationality of what I was receiving this morning and the random questions I was asking as I was thinking about God being inexhaustible and everything like that. So obviously, that started to make me think, because the interesting thing too is people have said this of me, this word inexhaustible, and I'm like, well, nah, because your girl can't get tired. I am just human. I am not, like, obviously, again, me doing this later than usual is an example. Me wondering, should I take a break? All those different things is an example of me not being God, right? Again, I'm just human, just like all the rest of us, but the fact that the Bible says that, God doesn't get tired, and, all these different things is just very interesting. And I don't know if we really can grasp the concept, because there's nothing else like it other than perhaps the sun and the wind. But again, even the sun takes a break, at least when it comes to night and day, right? And then the wind, again, I don't even know the wind. I guess I ain't got much to say about the wind. I got to go deeper with that and figure out, what that even means and stuff. But are there places where there's no wind? I don't know. We can think about that. But let me show you guys what the Bible has to say. All right. So Isaiah 40:28-31 says, have you not known? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He does not faint or grow weary. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the faint, and to him who has no might, he increases strength. Even youths shall faint and be weary, and young men shall fall exhausted. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. So my apologies for being jumbled up in the middle there. The way I was writing, I had to draw arrows or whatever. But and yeah, that's mainly the only verse that I have to share with you all in regards to this. And it's a lot there. I think one of the things that really stood out to me is his understanding is unsearchable. That kind of stood out to me this morning, because it's like, as much as we try to understand God and what he's done and in creation and everything, again, science, in my opinion, is just, trying to understand what we see and what we experience and make some sense of it in our minds. But even with all the things that we learn, there's a lot that we still don't know. And so that tends to make people doubt God, right? Some people, because some people want to use that as evidence against God. But in my opinion, as well as like in what the Bible tells us and everything like that, is that, the proof of God is all around us. The fact that we're even here, our bodies are just so intricate by ourselves. Then the fact that earth is sustainable for all of us, and animals and plants and all the different things. And it's just the perfect amount of space from the sun, and just all those different things that shows us that there is something, right? Whether you want to call it God or not, and everything like that, I guess, it's up to you. But again, even with all the things that we try to figure out, it says here, his understanding is unsearchable. So when thinking about inexhaustible, this inexhaustible resource, God, unable to be used up because existing in abundance, what does that mean to you today? I think that's the question. Does that help you in some way to understand that God is inexhaustible? God is an infinite resource. God is more abundant than the sun and wind, which is the only thing that we can even possibly compare to being inexhaustible, at least on earth. And so, yeah, I mean, y'all cannot go deeper with that. These are the things that stood out to me this morning. This is what the Lord, I guess, showed me by the time he woke me up and all this different type of stuff. And yes, there are some verses that you guys can go deeper with. I mean, again, if you are in that place where, like the sister again that, shared this morning about how she's feeling. I guess for me at this point in my life, with everything that I've seen and witnessed and what the Lord has done with me, for me, and through me, I think I'm at this point where it's like, I just have to trust him. There's no other choice for me. Because I've seen him do too much in my life. Like, he's given me the desires of my heart. He's provided all my needs and even some of my wants. And literally, again, since 2020, I mean, it's just on a whole nother level. Yeah, okay, I might have started doing Uber Eats a few weeks ago. But before that, your girl has not really been working out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, my business has been booked sporadically throughout the pandemic. People have purchased books, and I got my hustles from home and all this different type of stuff that is available and all of that people can support me and whatnot. And yes, I'm thankful for the individuals that have saw the need or decided to support GSL and this ministry and and everything like that. But logically, it doesn't make sense for me to be thriving right now. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to, like, our household bills are still paid, like, it doesn't make sense that we still have food and clothes and whatever else that we want to need. Like, none of that makes sense. Now, granted, yes, my husband has been blessed. He's been working in spite of the pandemic, and And I'm so thankful and grateful to him. And I'm so proud of him for stepping out on faith. I know he's in a place where he's really had to trust the Lord. And it's might be a little, different for him to, be in this place. But I had to keep reminding, like, remember where the Lord has brought you from, remember where you were last year and how you hated your job and all these different things. And like, you're really on the cusp of what you really, really want to do. And so, the Lord is providing. And the Lord has made a way, and he's an infinite resource in my humble opinion. And we have to remind ourselves of that. That's another thing that Mr. Brent was sharing with me again yesterday as well, that, we go through life thinking that we lack. And because of that, we focus so much on ourselves, and we focus so much on, trying to get what we feel like we don't have. Not knowing that we have everything we need when we have God. And again, if we realize that, again, God is an infinite resource or inexhaustible, then I guess that should help us renew our minds with the things that we go through. So that's the juice today, y'all. That's the juice. And I hope that it encourages you and inspires you. But I do have the Bible verse of today. And so that is 1 John 4:15. It says, whosoever shall confess that Jesus is the Son of God, God dwelleth in him, and he is God, or he in God. Friends, I hope that you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day. And I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. All right. Rumble, YouTube, the sanctuary, wherever I post this thing. I hope that you all enjoyed the juice this morning. Like I said, I am excited for my Saturday, and well, even tomorrow, man. I'm excited. I'm going back to the church, y'all. I'm going back to the building, the Lord's will. Tomorrow. I hear that they're supposed to have the choir on Sunday. They're supposed to be doing all this different stuff for Christmas and whatnot, with the church and stuff. And I think they're supposed to be featuring the Mountain West choir. They usually have, like, a few people that kind of lead worship. And so I guess they're going to have a choir tomorrow. So we don't see what the Lord do with that, but I'm excited to see, and hear, and everything like that. And I'm not saying I'm not plugged in just yet. I've still been filling out different positions and whatnot. I know I got a call about a week ago, or I don't know. I got a call from another part of the, I think it was like the media team. They had reached out, and I'm like, oh goodness, because I just tested out the like welcoming or the new people. It's like the welcome team or something like that. I can't remember the exact name for it. And I did test out the children's ministry-ish, with the, so I don't know. We're going to see what the Lord doing, what he want me to be. But I do like that, there's a community there at Mountain West. I do enjoy, I love that it's diverse. I love that, they have these, the small groups. I love that they do things like the parents' night out. So yeah, we got to find us a church home, y'all. Those of us that don't have one, it just behooves us to get into a place where we can be replenished, so then we can go out and do what we need to do as believers, and sharing what the Lord has done for us and stuff like that. Because again, there's power in our testimonies, and even today, the fact that I was able to share with the lady about what God has done with me and for me and through me, in spite of what I went through. And that was another thing as well, because I came across a quote this morning. I'll try to see if I can find it real quick. But yeah, I came across a quote this morning that kind of reiterates all of this as well. And so yeah, if you're watching this at this point, then it's for you. It's for you, friends. Because again, I don't know who watches this all the way through. I know people pop in and out while I'm live and all these different things. And so, I don't know if people watch the full videos or not, but those that do, this is for you. let me see. Is this the one? No, that's not the one. Here it is. Here's this quote, y'all. It says, got you. Just like he had you last time, and the time before that, and that other time, and that time after, and before that. So yeah, y'all, you know what I'm saying? We got to remember that, God is an inexhaustible resource. And we got to trust him with every aspect of our life. And I feel like I'm a living testimony that the Lord can and will do it. And yeah, I guess that's all I got to say about that, y'all. Well, y'all have a great weekend. And yeah, like I said, I look forward to talking to y'all on Monday if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.